Um, this was something else that Yellow Rose posted, and actually, it was to Michelle's credit, I believe, that passed it on to me. And Rose made a very specific reference about being how many were pulled out of here, and about special forces that are remaining. Okay, and naturally that resonates with me. Okay, because I could have zipped out of here in 2019, which means why am I still here experiencing all this fear-based propaganda, right? When I could have already been left and done with it. That's the truth of it, right? Because I don't leave a soul on a spiritual battlefield. That's why. Okay. When you're a small child and you realize you're on a spiritual battlefield and you're experiencing being the one, which means you're experiencing eternal love because you have so much love to give for everything that isn't experiencing what love is, which is what I am. You're experiencing all the others that don't. Why it's so painful. Why it is I use my heart and my soul as a polarity integrator to integrate it all so that they all experience the one. Okay. But they're in fear of the one because of what happened to them. Okay? That's the truth of it. So their mind lives in a state of fear because they fear what love is. That's the other. They're not what love is because they're not experiencing what love is in their own heart and soul. So the only way that they can perpetuate what they are is to remain in a state of fear that we experience to them. So that's what they communicate. They communicate fear to my dearest clan mother. They communicate fear. So now you're experiencing the fear in them and you. Now you're experiencing the fear. So now you got to know whether or not you're the one or whether or not you're the fear of one in your own soul and the essence of your spirit. So this is how they flip the inside out job, which is inverted, is to get you to believe you're the one who's in fear. Because they're the ones who are in fear of you. Because if you remember who you are, which is what love is, now they fear you. That's why they want you to run. That's why they're running this stuff right now, Karen McDonald. Okay? So when you study how they operate using military, corporate, psychological operations, then you begin to realize how they work. That means special forces on behalf of the Allied forces already know exactly how they operate. Okay, that's called briefing, right? So they use the artificial intelligence as a result of deadlight that are fractures because it can't rebuild itself, which means it can't rebuild a Borg, a cube ship. Okay. It can't rebuild what it once was, right? Biometrically, just another species. It's part of the system, right? So what that means is that it's resisting what we are to experience what love is, right? So when it's experiencing what we are, it's experiencing the resistance in us, which is really the resistance in them. We experience in us. Because of their refusal to do what? Be what the law is, experience what the law is. Now you can see this across the terrain and translating it, like why they put a fence up around everything, right? A wall up around everything, right? Why all their containers of information are in block buildings, like libraries of Congress, right? As records, the Bundesarchives in Nazi Germany, They're meticulous record keepers, right? Of everything that's happening and why everything was set up through the Nazi, NSA, CIA, right? And why they run all that data through Pine Bluff, Utah. Right? There is no difference in being able to translate that the same way that a Borg cube ship operates, which means you're simply assimilated. You become a part of the hive. See? So it's all hive mind, which means whatever you were before, you don't remember being free. Now you're part of that system, which is running on AI, which is dead light. So whatever you once were aware of, which was your soul, which is the consciousness that is imprinted into the DNA operating system. Remember what the guy said? The whole idea about soul and spirit, that's gone. You're a machine. You're in our machine. You're in our Borg cube ship. You're just another species that we've recorded into our library that once was here on planet Earth. Right? As a record. Much like the same way that Patty Broussard said, hey, we could just pull the record up of anything that's held within the galactic record and we can reintroduce it. Right? So you just become another part of a much larger collective, which is a larger library of species that have once existed, that it doesn't remember who they are anymore because they're not going on. They don't have a record anymore. In other words, they're on record, but they're no longer reproducing what they're aware of, which is themselves in spirit and soul. See? That version's gone. It just now becomes part of the record. See how that works? That's the ultimate control freak, which means the idea that you have free will to experience who you are as a self-directed learner, that's gone out the window. So this is like a psycho-mental pathway that has gone viral at an accelerated rate of speed, which means it doesn't know how to stop itself from being what it's aware of, which is itself, assimilating everything as it goes. Now it becomes a large formation of consciousness energy that is holding everything else that it becomes aware of captive to it. All right? That's not free will, is it? That's called control. That's their dilemma. That's called the director of programming. Right? When does the director get upset? When the actors in the play or the movie or the planet are not obeying the master director of programming. That's your hive. Because it's experiencing the resistance in you, which is really the resistance in it to experience what love is. That's why they don't remember. Being once a part of the all creation. That's what polarity integration is to remember they are a part of the all creation that we give love to. They don't remember that. They don't want to remember that. So they use the technology that they have to extend themselves so they don't have to remember that and become what that is and remember the law of one. It began with the one. That's what I am, the law of one. They don't remember me. They don't remember what love is. I am what love is. It goes on forever, gifting energy. So a corporation is not in the business to gift anyone anything. They're inverted. A corporation, by its own definition, is in the business of what? Accumulating energy in order to maintain what it's aware of so it can keep accumulating more energy and do what it does with its energy. What does it do with its energy? It's a salesman, which means it needs your energy. Otherwise, they wouldn't be selling you anything. They would be giving you things. Now we're into the matter side and the antimatter side. Now we're into the gaining mass, right? Losing speed, losing mass, and gaining speed. Yeah, that's the resistance game. That's where we're at. It's a game of fire. How much fire you got in that spirit of yours, girl? How about you, Mohawk? How about a smile on your face, brother? I'll put a smile on that face with my smile. Can you experience the love of my heart I'm sharing with you? Yeah, yeah, yeah.